29 months is a good long time, isn't it? Wow. It just gets higher and higher. Funny how that works. You got some love in the chat, guys, for Papa Mitch. 29-month resub is nothing to be laughed at. No, there's one heck of a resub, so thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate it. Let's get some love in the chat for Papa Mitch. You already have a decoration on the tree, and I'm pretty sure I do know where you are, so I will update your tree decoration post-game. But thank you very much. As we just kick off into what will be most likely 2-gate on 2-gate opening. Actually, no, 1-gate for Hellraiser. So he's already looking to be maybe a little bit cheeky, a little bit different here than what we would expect in the Protoss versus Protoss matchup. And to be fair, if someone has to change things up and do things a little bit crazy today, probably does have to be Hellraiser rather than anyone else. So we'll see what happens as we see the players getting ready to come across the map and scout and to see what's going to be going on. When is Innovation versus Rogue going to start? That's going to be our final matchup of the day, if all goes to plan. So fingers crossed for that. A couple of people asking about replay packs as well already. So we actually just sent out or resent the replay pack that we already sent out for November. But what's going to happen is there's going to be a replay pack with all of these games today, as well as all of the other games in the WardiTV Weekly Season 3 Finals. That replay pack is going to be going out on Monday after the playoffs, so that you get all of the matches from this tournament all at once. That goes out to subscribers. And as we do see the shield battery at the front here from Hellraiser, the Stargate in the main. I mean, Zest sees this. He has a probe in the main mineral line, so he sees what's going on. We actually see a shield battery cancelled here by Hellraiser. He's just going to get ready to move down towards his expansion. The initial opening from Zest, well, he threw down a Twilight Council pretty quickly here. In terms of gateway unit production, Zest only made these first couple of adepts, and since then he hasn't really done much at all. This pylon from Zest was maybe looking to be a little bit of a nuisance. I mean, place that down. Nice placement of the shield battery here again to protect and to stop these adepts from shading in. And that's just again a way for Hellraiser to stop Zest from doing early damage here. So far, holding on pretty well. As we're going to be seeing the adepts continue to shade down to the bottom right hand side. Look at this, Zest just rushes out the Dark Shrine, but Hellraiser is also going to be throwing down this Robo Facility. So Robo Facility coming on in, so he will have the chance to get an Observer out in time here to protect himself from that DT play. So, well, so far Hellraiser making all the right moves to get into a decent position. His Nexus just a few seconds faster than Zest's as well, and Zest will follow this up with a Blink upgrade. So that Blink starting up, and again, so far just a Phoenix from Hellraiser was on the map as well. Actually, I mean, with a Phoenix Observer, it's a really easy way to shut down DTs, because you can just lift them up to deny the damage, and look at that. Hellraiser even sees the pylon. He doesn't see the gateway, but seeing the pylon, it just lets him know, or it suggests aggression, right? So it just gives him that sort of a little bit of info. As Hellraiser moving forwards, oh, he's not going to see the DTs, is he? I don't think he is. The DTs, okay, now he's going to reveal themselves as they swipe onto that Stalker. The Stalker is low. He actually forces the Archon, so Zest's just going to go completely aggressive with this. I mean, he's got 2 extra gates coming up, so he's on 4 gates in total. Immediately, Hellraiser goes in towards an Immortal. Zest has not been producing probes. He's not been looking to saturate this natural or anything, whereas Hellraiser is up at 31. Now he's going to be starting to build shield batteries on the high ground. It looks as though Hellraiser is maybe just going to be giving up the pylon here. So pylon goes down. He's going to be seeing this Immortal is going to start fighting here. The Phoenix is going to do their job of kind of lifting up a couple of Stalkers initially. What is interesting is there's a lot of health on these, a lot of energy on these Phoenix to keep lifting units. There's the shield battery coming in, and it's going to, I guess it regens the Phoenix. I guess that's okay. There's a lot of units here for Zest though, and that's the biggest issue right now is the Immortal gets a tag or two, and then just going to be moving back as there's the Blink, but he does get back towards the shield battery. A little bit of back and forth here. Again, looks as though this Nexus will fall. Zest obviously has that Nexus of his own. As you see, Hellraiser now coming down here with 2 Immortals. Here we go, the Blink on top almost immediately, now pulls back. Phoenix are going to be lifting up the shield battery, not going to be brought into use here. This doesn't feel as though there's actually many units at all for our Red Protoss player to use. I mean, those Phoenix being out of energy now, he just doesn't have enough on the ground. The fact that this was only 1 gateway initially means he really was just lacking in gateway units. It's clean, it's simple, it's slick from Zest. Aggression will bring him to victory in game number 1. A nice, quick Yeah, it's Fear Dragon. But anyways, let's go into game number 2. And JSD Link, if you would like a decoration as well, you can pick a color. It's actually December now, so you guys can't even complain at me for having my Christmas tree up too early. It's totally allowed. As if we're only like 3 weeks away from Christmas. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane? To the top left-hand side, our blue Protoss player, the underdog in this group. Let's see if you can raise some hell in the group of hell. It's Hellraiser. To the bottom right-hand side, our red Protoss player. It is going to be Zest. Has this just started, or is the bracket out of date? The bracket's correct. Group C, it's just Group C today. Group C today, Group D tomorrow. Playoffs on Monday. He's wearing MeUndies. I am. You got them. I don't know what it is about the MeUndies. They wear quite high on my back. It's weird. Probes cross the map against each other, double gates from both this time around. A much more standard setup to the PvP here in game number 2. So that's just establishing himself and getting ready to roll. I think a lot of the last build game from Zest was just him realizing, like, hey, you know, like, well, A, I see one gateway, B, I see a Stargate, and yeah, you know, for, you know, I put 2 and 2 together. Neither of those structures are really very good at defending against aggression. So, like, a 4-gate push with, like, a single Archon added in from DTs, yeah, it's pretty powerful against that, because the Phoenix aren't going to do as much as they need to really defend here. As you're going to be seeing Hellraiser trapping this probe with Zest in his base. As you are going to see those Stalkers popping out, and I'm just going to be seeing the probe being chased around up in towards this upper left corner. Now it gets popped, and it goes down. Hellraiser will get ready to throw down his expo just a few seconds after Zest here. This time it'll be Zest opting for the Stargate play. And Stargate starting to come up and up in the main bases. We do see probe coming down the right hand side of the map as well here from Hellraiser. Stalker takes the watchtower, and again just a lot of setting up here at this stage of the game. The Twilight Council from Hellraiser 2. A lot of possibilities of the Twilight nowadays. I mean, even a fast charge isn't too unthinkable of. But, you know, generally Blink or Glaives. Blink definitely the most popular in the PvP. With the Blink, you get all of that map control. You can poke around, you can see what's happening. It does go a very long way to helping you out, as we're going to see 3 Stalkers here from Hellraiser pushing forwards. Well, they've already brought that single Stalker down in the front quite low, so that's kind of nice. It's a nice little pickup, but his Stalkers being on the map means that this... Well, that's actually the hallucinated Oracle. But the real Oracle is coming up behind this, and so the real Oracle is very likely to get good damage done if the Stalkers are out of position. Now, this hallucination is interesting, because you got to think from Hellraiser's point of view, well, he hasn't actually seen the Stargate. So when he realizes that this is a hallucination, he's probably like, oh, you're just playing games with me, you know, whatever. And you can see Hellraiser there doesn't actually even move his probes, realizing it is just a hallucination. Hopefully he doesn't think that about the second one, because otherwise he's going to lose a lot of workers very quickly. Obviously, I mean, you're going to see the workers actually dying, right? But that was nice of him. He didn't just react instantly. He waited to make sure it was real or not. And then he would have pulled the probes. That was a nice little something from him, as we see the Twilight, the Forge. Now the Robo Facility on the way up from Zest. So in general, I mean, Hellraiser may have the map control with the Stalkers, but the Oracle's obviously designed to try and keep him busy in his main base to keep him defending from harassment in the early stages. So that's going to be kind of Zest's goal with these first couple of units here, as they are up towards the top side of the map. Let's see what they can do as they fly in towards the main base. See what they can get up to. I mean, a few Stalkers are warped in here, and they're going to get just a tag off onto one Oracle there right away. Another Oracle is taking some damage as well. Revelation goes down, and just grab a few of those Stalkers. Probes as well, just keeping track. And I mean, even just seeing half the Stalkers it's great because now you know whether they are moving across the map or whether they're not. So you get that sort of information going your way as we do see those couple oracles. Coming back over from the left side, coming through the center. And seeing what they can do. Robobase starts up here from Hellraiser. 5 extra gates on the way down from Zest as well. So 5 more gates coming up. Just getting in towards the real 2-base production, but as Hellraiser takes the third, well, you have to realize the differences here. Zest is very much so looking as though he's getting ready to attack. +1's going to finish, charge will not be far off. You know, there's the Temple Archive, so he can warp in Archons on his opponent's side of the map. It all looks very aggressive from Zest, whereas Hellraiser, I mean, is he what, still on the 2 gateways? You can just realize here that the gateway explosion is just going to be so powerful from Zest. He's just going to have so much production coming up so suddenly. As Hellraiser tries to build into disruptors. I mean, they're great units. Are they going to be able to do enough here, is the question. I mean, I really have to say I don't think so. But, we'll see. Zest starts up +2 as well. He has follow-up plans to this. He's actually going to throw down the Nexus now also. I mean, it basically says, well, the attack isn't going to be all in or anything. He's going to have plans behind it. The +2 suggests that as well. I mean, you know, it adds up. It sort of makes sense, right? Where, you know, you have this sort of setup and basically you just take the third base later, but you're still going to have a much more powerful push because of just how much earlier gateways were. You're still going to have that kind of surge of gateway units. But it does mean if Zest doesn't go right now, well, disruptor counts are growing, and that could definitely give Hellraiser some opportunities here. See these 2 oracles pulling back through the center of the map, and Archon morphing in towards the front, so Zest getting ready to push across and to have a look to see what he can get up to right now. So pushing across, and again, he's got those gateways, he's going to have that charge finishing. And +2, actually, with the Chrono Boost. It's crazy how fast some of these upgrades come in. But he's going to have +2 very soon as well. Now, those upgrades don't affect the Disruptors per se. You know, Disruptors will still deal damage without upgrades. But everything will die very quickly here from Hellraiser's point of view with those upgrade disadvantages. So he really needs to hit some real kind of shots with these Disruptors. He's got the triple shield battery as well. Oh, but not if he goes, not if Zest comes up this side instead. In that case, he's not going to have any shield battery. As here we go, first Disruptor grabs 3 Zealots. I mean, that's a great start. And it's also a shot which is, you know, it pushes towards the front, you know. It isn't just going to be going, oh, it doesn't kind of just come in like during the fight. It goes off very early, and that actually goes a long way to helping out. And so far, the Disruptor's looking good. Zest, well, he's also down a lot of workers, and Hellraiser right now has a more gateways up than he had. Zest's real power right now is that +2 attack upgrade, but is that going to be enough as some Zealots jump into the Prism? Looks as though they want to go to the main, while the rest of Zest's army is starting to come around the south side, looking to come in towards the third base in just a moment or two. Well, Prism comes in towards the main base, and we'll start to unload a few Zealots here. One Stalker again picked off, and there's the big warp in of even more Zealots. The Sentry currently staying alive for just a little while. The Cannon, the shield battery, it's going a long way. Stalker's coming up. Meanwhile, Disruptor's actually got a shot or 2 off down here. You know what, Hellraiser? You guys were saying he was going to go 06. I actually think you might just be proven wrong right now, because Zest is, well, he's going to kill this, and he's going to lose this entire force over here. One more Disruptor shot. Ah! Finally, he goes off on the model. He got the barrier on the last shot. Did a lot. I mean, this is 20 workers killed here by Zest, but it cost him his entire army. And Hellraiser was up almost 20 workers anyways. Zest also not minding with all of his workers over here. I don't know what that is about. A little bit of a misclick from him. And Zest, this game has fallen apart for him so quickly here. From being what, like, in a position of, you know, being in a position of, okay, I'm going to maybe be the aggressor, yeah, you know, I'm a Zest, into suddenly Disruptors killing like the first few Zealots, and then, you know, just the multi-pronged aggression not really doing anything either. Disruptors going one way, the Stalkers going the other. And here we go, now pushing across the map. Hellraiser looks as though he might be able to just end this game. The upgrade disadvantage is definitely still there, but with the numbers advantage, with the Disruptor advantage, that definitely could just be the push to end the game. And I mean, you see 2 Immortals, 2 Archons. That's not really that much, is it? A few Zealots are going to warp in. The Disruptors are very close to arriving. I mean, there's a Disruptor for every single unit on the map right now for Zest, basically. That's just how crazy this is. As we're going to be seeing the first Archon will take some shots, leading the charge against the rest. A couple of Phoenix coming through. Nice snipe, picks off 1 Phoenix already. The general idea is that was a nice Disruptor shot as well. Never put the middle of the Disruptor into a unit, so he actually was able to get the Archon and the Zealot. I mean, the Phoenix are nice because they can lift up and cancel maybe a disruptor shot or two, but there's not that many lifts available, and right now, oh my god, well, you can just see these disruptors are going absolutely huge. GG from Zest. Hellraiser takes game number 2. And now thank you for your patience. Gotta decorate the tree, you know? We can't not decorate the tree. As we go into this game number 3, to the bottom right hand side, our red Protoss player is Hellraiser. And to the top left hand side, our blue Protoss, I don't know what he was thinking, but it is Zest. I don't know what he was thinking. Did he just think he'd won the last game? Did he realize he wasn't the guy with disruptors? Like, did he realize he wasn't the guy with disruptors? Or I'm really confused. I really don't understand what goes through his head just then to like be like, oh yeah, like yeah, this like I don't know, like yeah, it's kind of a funny moment. Yeah, there's this message on Skype like, hey, you here? He's like, yeah, in Korea versus Rogue. I'm like, no, it's 1-1. He's like, ah, sorry. I mean, they vetoed and they chose 3 maps. I mean, Zest even said 3rd map, like Neon Violet Square. Anyways, it is Neon Violet Square, and as you can see, Zest is not messing around here. A proxied Stargate to the south side of the map. Throwing this down and obviously looking for some very early damage and early advantage. As, well, expansions are being prepared to be placed. Pylons on the low ground, a couple of Stalkers from Hellraiser moving out on the map. It's one of the very brutal things about proxy Stargates now, the fact that you don't have that mothership core. It's much more difficult to defend things like this, and so you can't really afford to have your Stalkers out on the map, because it could really hurt. Now, right now, he's just trying to hunt down the first couple of Adepts, and that would be great if he could start working his way through those, but it does not matter if the Oracle just comes into the main. Like, okay, great, you shut down the Adepts, but the Oracle's in the main, like, you're still going to take a lot of damage. Well, there's 2 more Stalkers, and they are going to go in towards the main base. And there is a shield battery starting ability here, so he is preparing for this, but you can just see the speed of the Proxy Oracle does maybe catch Hellraiser just slightly off guard here. Here he goes, Zest arrives, and he'll start to pick away at a couple of these probes. 2, 3, 4, 5 already. Good damage done already by this Proxy Oracle. Then lost mine time as well. He actually gets up to 7 workers as 1 popped out and 1 was in gas. And that's going to be the Oracle pushed away here over through the south side. Sorga's actually getting beat up by Adepts right now over to this side, and we all can see the Adepts going to try and shit on top, and this Stalker should be saved here, no problem at all, really. As long as he micros it, Hellraiser. He does get the kill, didn't need to micro it. And, yeah, Oracle just set to the left-hand side as well. Yeah, GST Link, you get a decoration too, by the way. I don't know if you heard or if you said. Maybe I missed it, but if you want a decoration, you can have one. Just let me know which color you want. It's very difficult keeping up with the decorations everybody wants, you know. As you do see, the Stalker's going to start fighting against the Oracles once again. Just pushing them around, pushing them away. You just see a probe coming across the map as well to see what's up and what's happening. Now, we do see the robo facility is also from Zest, so he's beginning to transition out of this. How much of a lead has he created here? Well, he's up by about 4 workers right now. So he's up by about 4 workers. His Nexus is much faster as well, which is obviously a big help. And Hellraiser does have a much faster blink, so that will be Hellraiser's advantage here in this series. Or in this 3rd game. Having this blink, being able to utilize that potentially over the next few minutes. As we do have a couple of Oracles continue to come down to the south side. Robo Facility going to be finishing up here soon. Twilight Council as well. Going to be finishing very shortly. So a couple of structures here as we see that Immortal starts on up in the main base. As that's just preparing for the next stage of the game. Stalker's well positioned by Hellraiser to minimize damage. Two Oracles flying around here. For you guys asking about which matches are coming up today, Zest versus Hellraiser will then be followed up by Zest versus Rogue, then Zest versus Innovation, then Innovation plays Hellraiser, Rogue plays Hellraiser, and Innovation Rogue will be our roundup of the day. So it should be a pretty good set of games today. Let's see this Immortal on the way out. Resonating Glaives does start. A couple more gateways being thrown down on this natural expansion. Zest just setting up here once again. This time the Glaives rather than the charge. No Forge either. but can definitely turn this into an aggressive attack, like Glaive Immortal attack. Can be pretty powerful. I imagine maybe a Prism after this Immortal. In fact, it's already queued up. So Prism comes out, and then he pushes across the map and tries to get something done as these two Oracles coming away up the right-hand side. So these two Oracles up the right-hand side, escaping away now. Back and just keeping on the map and, yeah, staying active. Just staying ready to kind of do whatever they want, as we do see the Oracles coming back towards the natural. And that's actually Hellraiser taking the pocket third base. Interested in the PvP. Pushing over here, Zest has, again, this pretty good army. He's going up to, what, like the 8 gates? Resonating Glaives will be allowing a lot of Adepts to warp in at a time. And this attack is way more like the attack I thought we were going to see in the last game, where Zest realizes he's got an opportunity to be aggressive, and he starts to be aggressive. Oh, look at this. The Observer going to see this attack coming in. The Hallucinated Phoenix gave him a bit of an idea as well. This attack really abuses what Hellraiser is trying to do. You know, he's just thrown down the Robo Bay. He's just going into his second facility. He just can't hold this attack. It's actually not possible with the build he's going for. Like, the third Nexus, the second Robo Facility, the Robo Bay. He doesn't even take the fight, but honestly, the fight wouldn't have even been that interesting anyway.